It wasn't a dream. It really happened.
It's good football being played right now, man. It's good to great football being played. I've really been enjoying this season so far. One thing I've noticed that really stands out to me is a lot of these teams that used to be nobodies, they've made a name for themselves at this point. No longer can you just run over certain teams, right? It's teams that's raw. Kentucky, people used to take them as a joke. Them dudes have gotten better over the years, and a lot of these powerhouse teams have fell off. Now, we see this time and time again throughout college football where one team is on top, one decade belongs to one team, that type deal. 5 years may belong to this team, right? Tebow, when he was in Florida, was running shit, right? Everything was Florida down for college football, right? So we have these moments where these teams no longer reign supreme. And that's what I think we're seeing with Alabama. It's not that these teams aren't good anymore. It's just that other teams have kind of caught up. And not to say South Carolina ain't been good. I mean, South Carolina been doing their thing. They're in the SEC. But we're used to seeing Alabama is that top dog. Hey, things have changed now. The playing field is a lot more even. And you can tell. Just look at some of those schools that used to be a part of the Pac-10. Now they're a part of the Big 12. My bad, I'm all over the place. The Pac-12, now they're a part of the Big 10, right? You see a lot of them Pac-12 teams easily just beating up on a lot of those Big 10 teams, and you're thinking, damn, I thought these schools in this conference was supposed to stand for something. I thought they stood on business. They ain't standing on nothing. But the thing is, I'm realizing it's not that they're just getting beat on. That's not the case. It's that these other weak schools that used to be quote unquote weak have stepped their game up. And the Alabamas of the world just ain't what it used to be. I'm watching these dudes implode live on TV right now. Everybody is competing with everybody in this new college football game. It's the new world order of college football, man. They wanted it one world where everybody's competing. And shout out to the playoff, man. They finally gave y'all a college football playoff. Y'all been crying and wanting this for years. Y'all been begging for them people to put this in for decades. You got it. Now the normal teams that's supposed to be there can't even get it done. But you look at teams that's rising to the top like TCU, but then they getting destroyed. You know what I mean? They getting destroyed. Program ain't been able to bounce back since, but God damn it, they made it to that playoff. They made it to the top of the tree. They did what they were supposed to do. It's just made it, NIL has made things a little bit more tricky. And a lot of these teams that were used to these top dogs just coming there, they're no longer going to these schools. Yes, they're still getting them. Yes, they're still competing on a high level, but they're not dominating. They're not dominating like back in the day. And that's a good thing for college football. Spread some of this around. Let's get to see who really bought it. Let's get to see who really doing their thing, because what it's done is it's shaking up a lot of the core values of college. It has done that. It's given us some new football. I don't know if it's necessarily the best brand, because a lot of those core values have gone out the window. But it's seeing who could really coach on a fly, who could really coach in different positions, because it's forcing you to do that. This NIL shit forcing you to be on your P's and Q's as a coach. You don't know when a dude's leaving. You don't know what type of money another program is willing to pay a player that you not. And so you got to be willing to coach on command. You really got to be able to, show your chops now, because the talent not just able to stay. You're not able to do a lot of the same things you was able to do back in the day. Them days is over. And now you forced to do what you're supposed to do. Coach. Get them X's and O's right. And it's just a new day in football, man. These football players are a little bit less careless of doing certain things. I seen a celebration, crazy celebration. Coaches just letting stuff ride nowadays, man. And I don't know if that's not how far cats willing to take it. how far is cats willing to take it? But yeah, it's definitely interesting to see this new shift in college football. I like it. I rock with it, kind of pass the baton. Nobody's really dominating. I like to see that, man. You giving different teams a chance to show who they are and put them on a national forefront, as opposed to seeing the same team year in and year out. But at the same time, dynasties are good. Dynasties are good, man. When Alabama was dominating, we had somebody to hate. We had somebody to cheer for. Championships was coming. You had some for sure bets. You know what I mean? Alabama did a lot for college football when they were dominating. A lot of Heisman came up out of there. Nick Saban became a household name. You wasn't nothing if you wasn't going to Alabama. Alabama had become higher than like an SC. That scholarship meant everything. Like, if you was going to Alabama, people looked at you different at one point. For real. I'm talking about them years all the way from, all the way from like 07, 06. Not 06. All the way from about 08-ish to about, 2015, 2016, 2017. These dudes been dominating. And so to see a shift is good. But like I said, you need that dynasty. You need that dynasty because that's good for football also. That's good for basketball. That dynasty is a staple. The NBA wouldn't be nothing without that Lakers brand. It wouldn't be nothing without that Celtics brand, right? The dynasty works magic. You do need a dynasty. And so it was good to see Alabama winning for all of those years. And like I said, you had that other group of people who didn't like Alabama and wanted to see them lose. So you got that group looking in and wanting, tuning in and adding to the revenue. So Alabama did what they were supposed to do, man. They did. And it's good to see that things have shifted. And really, it's for the taking. Whoever won it, Shador, Shiloh, they could get it. Cam Rising, Cam Ward, anybody out the SEC, it's up for grabs. If you want to, go get it, and that's how it should be. That's how it should be. Everybody's competing. It makes for a good brand of football. I like it. Not opposed to the dynasty, but things are changing, man. Damn, you really don't see Bama in the forefront, man. They used to be all the media talked about. Them days is over. They talk about prime them more than that. Prime them not even ranked. Not right now, at least. But as always, I want the people to tap in. What I got to say don't really mean shit. What y'all got to say mean the world. What y'all got to say mean everything. So I'm really interested to see, are y'all happy with the landscape of college football? Are y'all happy with who's getting credit? Texas is doing their thing. It's a decent landscape, man. I'm liking the landscape. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this, though, man. It's the failed athlete. That don't mean you got to fail in life.